We'll look at a couple of examples of calculating area for common 2D shapes. 2D stands for two-dimensional. So if I say 2D, that means it's two-dimensional, and two-dimensional shapes are the shapes like triangle, rectangle, square, circle, trapezium, parallelogram, and things like that. Okay, so first we have a kite. So let's calculate. So let's write a question. Calculate the area of the following. Okay, so let's say that's A and that's B. The simplest thing to do is when you have to calculate the area of the shapes, all you need to do is just refer to your formula table. So let's have a look at the first one. The first, identify your shape first. So step one, always remember to follow these steps. So step one is to identify your shape. Okay. Now, if you have our first shape, shape A, this is a kite. So let's write it down somewhere. So that's a kite. Once you identify that it's a kite, look for the formula to find the area of a kite. An area of a kite is given by half x times y. Okay. Now, what is this x and y? So you'll need to also label this x and y on your shape, or identify x and y on your shape. So on the kite, our x is this horizontal distance. So from that corner to that corner basically is x. And your y is in the y direction of the top point and the bottom point. So the distance between the top and the bottom and the last point of the kite. So this is your y. So all you need to do is you substitute this in your formula. So half times x is 14 times y is 21. And you need to remember, and this is something that a common mistake that some people can make, that this 14 and 21 is in the numerator. So make sure you write it in line with your 1. Okay? So now all you need to do is to put that in your calculator, and if you substitute that in your calculator, you get 147. The units is centimeters. Area units is always squared, so it's 147 square centimeters. Okay, so step one, as I said, we identify our shape. Okay, and then you match your formula. Once you have matched your formula, you substitute in the formula and evaluate. So basically, evaluate means you're solving it. Simple steps, that's all you need to do. Now, for the second one, B. If you have a look, that's a trapezium. So let's write it down somewhere that it's a trapezium. Okay, once you have identified the formula, check what you've identified the shape, check what the formula is to find the area of a trapezium. So area of a trapezium is given by A plus B in brackets, divide by 2, multiply by its perpendicular height. Sometimes this can also look like half A plus B times height. They both mean the same thing. Okay? What is this A, B, and H? So let's label them on our diagram as well. So as we learned before, that A and B, or as you can see, or even on your formula sheet, A and B is basically the two parallel sides of the trapezium. So I'm going to label the top side as A and the bottom side as B. What is H? H is always the perpendicular side, which is the perpendicular height, the height which is at right angles to your base. So this 6 over there is your height. Actually, I'll just should write it the other side. Height equals 6. Now that we've identified what each of those variables are, let's substitute it. So if we substitute, we've got A, which is 5, plus 12, divided by 2, multiplied by our height, which is 6. And then all we need to do is just evaluate that on the calculator. And what we end up getting over here is remember, when we are doing this calculation, you have to remember to do the brackets first. So you have to do the 5 plus 12 first, then divide by 2 and multiply by 6. And if you do all of that, you get 51. Units is meters, area unit is square meters. So therefore you get 51 square meters. Now sometimes you will get a shape. So I'm going to just quickly draw another shape. Sometimes you will get a shape where, okay, so this is a rectangle with two pairs of parallel and equal sides. Okay, sometimes you'll get a shape where the units given for the dimensions might not be the same. So an example is, I'm going to write down, say this is equal to 30 millimeters, and this is equal to 5 centimeters. So see how these two are two different units. Okay, so the best thing for you to do is to first, step 1, is to convert to the same units. Always do that first. So you convert to the same unit first, and then you calculate. All right, now you can choose. You can either convert the 30 millimeters to centimeters or 5 centimeters to millimeters. I'm going to convert the 30 millimeters to centimeters. That gives me 3 centimeters, because we know that 1 centimeter is equal to 30, is equal to 10 millimeters. So therefore, if I have 30 millimeters, all I need to do is to divide by 10, and I get 3 centimeters. So now I have both of them in the same unit. All you do right now is then to evaluate in the formula. Area of a rectangle is equal to length times width, which is 5 multiplied by 3, and they're both in the same units. 5 times 3 is 15. We calculated in the units of centimeters, so square centimeters.